Very good afternoon, everyone, to Sydney Harbour, a grey Sydney Harbour. A fair bit of breeze. All skiffs will be on their number 2 rig today. So welcome. On behalf of the Sail Media team, I'm Peter Shipway. And today we've got 2 races, Windward Lewards, races 3 and 4 for the New South Wales State Championship, and races 7 and 8 for the Club Championship. We'll have a look at those point scores a bit later on. But it's my pleasure to welcome here the new Commodore of the 18-foot league, part-time 18-foot sailor these days, but a full-time father, Jordan Gertis. Welcome, Jordan.
Thanks very much, Shippers. Good to be here.
Yeah, what are we looking at today? We had a southerly came through earlier today, and we've still got plenty of breeze, haven't we?
Yeah, it came through a little bit earlier than I think we would have expected, and now it's definitely rotated round to the left. Probably 14 at the moment, a little bit less than probably expected.
Yeah, well, it's a grey old day, a very hot day yesterday, and our thoughts go out to all those firefighters and those people that suffered severe losses here on the in New South Wales, especially for the bushfires that raged rampant yesterday. But things have cooled down a bit today, but our thoughts certainly with you guys. And as we say good afternoon to Jimmy Bury, the head of the Sail Media team. Jimmy, we've got 2 races, and we know the course and we know the distance, so over to you.
Yeah, g'day, Shippo. Hello, viewers. Yeah, we've got 2 races, 2 laps, a 1.1 nautical mile beat. We're down here in Taylor's Bay, and the top mark's just up there in Rose Bay. We got eyes on it, so about a 140-degree compass bearing is what Hugh has got them set up on today, which is going to be interesting, and a huge tide of 1.9 metre fall-in tide from 10:40 this morning. So the tide will definitely come into play here, and I think we'll see the most of the skiffs will probably go up the right-hand side of Shark Island from where we currently are down in Taylor's Bay. I think you'd have to be a brave soul to go to the left of Shark Island today.
Yes, with breeze, what do we got, Jordan? About 14 knots, I suppose, maybe a touch more in the puffs, but nothing much more than that, is there, at the moment?
Yeah, definitely pulsing through. It's looking a little bit more up in the right-hand corner of the track at the moment, where a lot of the skiffs are doing their practice runs. Yeah, I'd say 14 as an average.
Well, some interesting new skippers today on the fleet, probably headed by Joel Beechel, an outstanding young sailor of the famous Beechel family. He's aboard Andu, and famous names in the crew, Trent Barnabas and Zach Barnabas, his crew. Joel steering Andu, and in Yandu, we've got Herman Winning making a big comeback. He's skippering his father's boat, Yandu, with Fang Warren and Louis Brake. The Killer Coffee Club Company, Cam McDonald steering there with Max Voss and Nick Rosenors, and on Shore and Partners, Jack Ferguson, along with Max Paul and Tom Anderson. Jack's been racing 49ers, so he steps aboard Shore and Partners today. And the rest are mainly the same as previous weeks, but we'll go through those as the afternoon progresses. But we might just have a look before racing gets underway at some of the point scores, because, as I say, 2 races today, 3 and 4 of the State Championship and 7 and 8 of the Club Championship. There's the leaderboards on both. The State Championship on the left-hand side. Balmain leading, 4 points. Yandu 7, Rag and Famish 8. They're the top 3. And the order somewhat reversed on the Club Championship. Yandu first, Balmain second, Rag and Famish third. Of course, we had that really strange day last weekend when we got a race away on the Sunday in a sort of a nor'easter, and then it went a bit nor'west, then the breeze collapsed, and then this came screaming in from the west. And Jordan, you were out sailing your old boat, Fisher Paykel. Were we on Fisher Paykel last week?
Yep.
How'd you find that? You were going well when they called the race off.
Yeah, it was a very, very tricky harbour last week. Very light and tricky at the start. And then there was a complete shutdown. So if you got in the veins of breeze, it was great, which we did, and was very happy for it. But then the westerly came through with a vengeance, and a lot of the boats were upside down for part of it. So good decision there to abandon the race. Big day. Hopefully today a little bit more consistent. The 18s have had quite a lot of variable breezes over the first half of the season. We've had lots of wind, no wind, and really crazy westerlies more than we've probably ever seen before. So hopefully today, some windward lewards in some more normal conditions, I'd say.
Well, talking about different crews and different skippers, we'll just go back to Smeg, Ash Rooklin steering. Smeg, as he's done all year, but two of the old crew are back. Ricky Bridge and Mike McKenzie are back sailing on Smeg. They have been racing, or Ricky's been sailing 16s. Has Mike been sailing 16s, Jimmy?
No, he hasn't, mate. Just Ricky's been sailing with two has-beens, Nathan Wilmot and Malcolm Page on the Imagine signage. So he's in good company trying to keep those blokes going around the racetrack.
Well, good to see Ricky and Mike back today. So we'll just say hello to all our regulars and some newcomers on our thank you for tuning into us. It's nice of you to be regulars, and it's nice to have any new ones here today. We've got greetings from St. Paul, Minnesota, USA. Ben Cunningham, hello to you, Ben. Currently light snow with a temperature of 17 degrees Fahrenheit or -8 centigrade. So a bit cold for sailing over there, I'd say, Jordan, wouldn't you?
Yeah, freezing.
Yeah.
Although today
It's probably iced up anyway.
it's fairly cold on the harbour though here today, Shibbo. I'd call it 20 or thereabouts. A little bit different to the last few days of 40 plus in Sydney, as you alluded to with the fires earlier.
Well, the Yankee Express is there. Ian Barnard, as usual. Stuart Brown, Paul McNamara, always with us. Nice to have you, Paul. Duchess of Cutter's Head. Hello to you, Duchess. Good afternoon from Ballarat. Grant Rollison always tunes in from West Australia. Hello to you, Rollo. Pete Ferminga's there. Oliver Damaron, from chilly Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Looks a good day. Yeah, I think it's a good day. Good sailing breeze, that's for sure. As Jordan said, a little bit cool, but I'm sure we can put up with that. Nipper Henderson's there. Ben Cunningham, I mentioned before. Craig Hughes, hello from Perth. Hello to you, Craig. Sydney Spurs, 1967. Who else we got there? Hurricane Sails. Sydney Spurs is back with a couple of comments. Bing Bong is there. Do we know him, Jimmy?
No, I don't.
He's finally staying up till 4 a.m. is worth it. Well, I'm sure in some other country, but anyway, hello to you and welcome. And hello from sunny Mooloolaba to Mrs. 195711. So I'm sure someone knows who that is, but hello to you in Mooloolaba. So we're here waiting in Taylor's Bay for the start of the first race today, which will be the race 3 of the state championship and race 7 of the club championship. The race day partner today, our good friends from Vycobi. And we're racing today for the Sid Barnett Junior Memorial Trophy. So there's the Royal Oak Double Bay, just running down towards the starting area. And Hugo Stoner, the skipper there. See grey old day, but that's looking up in towards Rose Bay, and that's Steel Point. And Nielsen Park in the background. And just before we get underway, I'd like to send a big cheerio to our great friend and known to many, I'm sure, Doug Cameron, who was a starter for many, many years and for the 18-footers and former skiff sailor, not in the greatest of health at the moment in Nepean Hospital. So, Doug, everyone is thinking of you and for you, and we're all behind you, and we hope you get well soon, but very sorry to hear that things have been not quite as they should be. So all our love to you, and just remember, you've got a lot of friends out there that will certainly look after you. So that's the view looking back into Rose Bay and towards Point Piper, right into the Catalina restaurant. You'd go there, Jordan, weekly, wouldn't you? That Catalina restaurant is sort of one of your old haunts.
No, just the 18-footers. Where else would you go?
Right, oh, you're the Commodore now. You've got a Commodore's table there, have you?
That's it, ring up, be there every day. Woody and I.
Right. Appropriate discount, I hope. Anyway, who we got there going up with? That's the Balmain boys. They've had a really good start to the season. Henry Larkins, Lockie Pryor and Tom Grimes, very prominent throughout the year. They've had some very good wins, and I think they're one of the crews to certainly watch as the season gets deeper and always culminating in that big JJ Gilton title up in early March. But long way to go before we get there. And the breeze in Taylor's Bay about 12, 13, 14 knots. And as you say, Jordan, there's a few little spiky bits coming down. They're probably 15 or 16 knots, but all skiffs on their second rig.
I think definitely come in a little bit in the last 10 minutes. There's definitely pressure across the course. Before it was looking like a heavy right favour, but we're just watching some big puffs out of the left at the moment. So could be an interesting race course if anyone chooses to go left of the island here.
So there's one skiff running down. Who's that? I think that's Andu. Getting the cobwebs out for Joel Beechel, Trent Barnabas and Zach Barnabas. So Joel won the heat of the 16s yesterday. Jimmy, is that right?
Yeah. They were in second and looked like they were going to stay in second until Buckingham Marine decided to put it down the mine in a jibe and game over. And Joel just happened to be sitting there in the
pounced
in the waiting. So.
And who sails Buckingham?
Daniel Turner,
Ruffy
Turner, with two of the 18 boys, Gus Williams and Matt Stenter.
Okay, we've got a few overseas viewers coming in now. We've got Max Crittenden from California. Hello to you. We've got Lynn Reeves from San Diego. So nice to have you with us. Jeff Stagg from Annapolis always tunes in. Hello to you, Staggy. Thanks for your messages of well wishes through the week. It was very nice to hear from you. Johnny Montgomery and Pete Montgomery watching from New Zealand, our most avid viewers from New Zealand. And we're just waiting for the start. If you just joined us, I'm here, Peter Shipway, with Jimmy Bury and Jordan Gertis today. We're waiting the start of the first of two races today. In plenty of breeze, it's going to be good sailing. 2 laps, 2 windwards, 2 leewards in each course. We're just hovering around the Starney area on the eastern side of Bradley's Head or Taylor's Bay. Most of the fleet are here. Jimmy, I think that Ferry's here, so we shouldn't be too far away from a start.
Yeah, no, there's probably 10 minutes to signal ship over.
Okay.
They've got 2 shipping movements due outbound that I know Hugh's working hard to try and manage the fleet, whether they're up into Rose Bay at the time the ship comes around Bradley. So it's a bit of timing. So we may end up with a short AP, was what Hugh said.
So are they outbound ships, are they?
Yes, yeah.
And the pilot boats have been very friendly to us in the last few weeks, so not sure we can count on it, but it's been some great images. I'm not sure, brought to you by the camera cat. You've been watching. It's been great to see.
Yeah, it was a very exciting day a couple of weeks ago when the big cruise ship basically stopped to get the 18s across in front. As you said, Jordan, there was some good action there and very good of the pilot boat to slow down. And he obviously knew a bit about sailing to do what he did. But that's the committee vessel there. That's the camera cat, top left. That's going off screen there. One of the robotic marks that we're just waiting that will form the gate here at the leeward end of the line of the course. And the windward mark is up as we look from Taylor's Bay on the right-hand side of Shark Island, 1.1 miles in length at a course of 140 degrees. So just almost in the southeast, this breeze. And it's a bit fresher now, Jordan. There's a few white caps again, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. This is probably the most breeze we've seen right now. And you mentioned those robotic marks a second ago. We note the top mark is also a robotic mark. So as we've been sitting here, we can see the race committee moving it, right and left. It's a little bit more in the right than when we started. So interesting. They'll set it just before, obviously they're on station, but it's very cool with this new technology that we can set the race course exactly off an iPad just before the start. We get a true course.
And there they are on screen, Geordie, the Mark Set bot. So you can see the little motor there.
Yeah, there it is, the Mark Set bot driving itself upwind. Last week after the finish, we ran into one that was driving home, and it's got a bit of push to it. It tacked the boat, which I'd never thought would happen from a Mark, but quite cool little pieces of tech that the 18s has adopted now.
Yeah, Vykobi tried to take one with them a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was good theatre.
Yeah, of course, the 18's a slightly different class in that you are allowed to hit the marks but not drag them. So that is always a grey area. And when the marks drag themselves now, it adds another element of complication. So,
yeah, I remember one last year, Geordie, where I can't remember who hooked it, but they dragged it a little bit with them, and so everyone started fetching off to the top mark, thinking that's where it was, and the mark reset itself back, 5 or 6 boat lengths, so everyone had to tack back to double tack to get around it. So it's definitely a different beast for the teams out here to deal with.
As we watch 6 come down, just drop their spinnaker. Jacob Marks back today. He's been away for a couple of weeks. We've got Alex Marinelli and Paddy Bannon. And in the background is the Killer Coffee with Cam McDonald at the helm today with that famous orange hat. And the ferry, spectator ferry, just going out of range there. So we wait, and we've got still about 8 or 9 minutes to go to the scheduled starting time. But as Jimmy said, there's a bit of shipping around, so we may be on delay. We're not saying we will be. Vykobi there. Kirk Mitchell, they were well ahead last week when that race got abandoned, having their best race of the season on a very tricky day, and then all hell broke loose when the Westerly came through and everyone either went upside down or straight home. So I think it's a long time, Jordan, since we've had 2 races abandoned this year, isn't it? Is it 2 or 3 we've had to abandon? 2, I think, isn't it?
We've had a big sou'wester, or the Westerly, which had abandonment, and now this Westerly that came through. It's been a long time, at least in my memory, when at least in the first half of the season we've had to abandon for too much breeze, especially from the Westerlies. Summertime not generally known for the Westerlies, but we've seen them come through in full force this year.
Well, that's the starting area. That's Bradley's Head in the background, the starting boat, and the camera cat in the foreground as we wait for the signals to come from the committee vessel. And have we got any update on the shipping at all, Jimmy?
Yeah, Shippo, just looking it up at the moment. It's just rounded Barangaroo Point.
Oh, okay.
And, outbound, so only doing 4 knots, so we may get lucky here to squeeze through.
Plenty of other big boats on the harbour near the start line here. A few things to go around, a few big waves, so plenty of obstacles regardless of the shipping movement.
Well, we say hello to Trevor Parker from Sydney, British Columbia. And the dog biter's there from Marrickville. You'd know him, Jimmy, would you? The dog biter?
I'm sure.
All these nameless or faceless people. Nova Scotia's watching. Kevin McDonough. Hello to you, Kevin. Thanks for tuning in. John Martin from Auckland, another New Zealand viewer. Thank you. And yes, that's right. Herman Winning is back at the helm of Yandu today. First time for a long while. He's been out here racing. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And we're just hearing some noise come off the committee boat.
Generally, that's sort of 5 minutes to the 5 minutes, just to let everyone know that the line's set. If they're still using the Vicaris, Geordie, on boats, or what are they?
So there's no Vicaris on the boats now, but definitely that indicating that we're on station. So boats
go ping their line, get a transit, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, there's Yandu, the famous red and blue oval. Someone wants you to spend more money here, Jimmy. They're asking, is there no wind gear on the camera cat? That's from Rowan Gibbons. No, Rowan, we're budget's not lending us to that. Is that right, Jimmy, for the moment?
No,
So
we don't. We did have some wind gear at one point in time on here, but it disappeared. I think it went when Bucko went.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I'm not going to go into that one.
So plenty of breeze here now. Looking upwind, some good rides of guys having. You got Lazarus on screen. They're having a good run down to the line.
Hello to the Pellies from Opossum Bay in Hobart. Pelly's France. Are you in France or in Hobart? But either way, nice to have you aboard. I know you're regular viewers, so thank you again. Might see you at Christmas time if you're in Hobart. Dartmouth, Massachusetts. Jim Dartmouth is there. And John Martin, I mentioned before. Go the Queenslanders, Tommy Needham and Louis Brake. Well, Louis sailing, but Tom is not. Tom is racing aboard Law Connect in the Maxi Series off Sydney. Racing today. There was a Cabbage Tree Island race on Friday night. Racing today, racing tomorrow, and then the Solus Big Boat Challenge on Sydney Harbour on Tuesday. And Sail Media will be covering that via the CYCA television. So if you're around about 12:30 Sydney time on Tuesday, tune in and you'll see plenty of action from the big 4 maxis and a few other mini maxis charging around Sydney Harbour. But that's what we've got at the moment, a few little white caps. We're waiting for the start of... there's a little bit of breeze coming, Jordan. The sun's coming out a little bit now, accentuating the white caps, but good 14 to 15 knots.
Definitely a touch more, and as I mentioned before, the top mark moving slightly to the right, so indicating a bit of a shift to the right. And I think we will see a lot of the fleet probably start on starboard and tack pretty quickly to try and get, into the tide, which will be running right to the left.
Yeah, big flow, a big flow out.
Yeah.
Okay, we're looking about 2 minutes to signals, I think. That's the word we're getting. And that's looking up. There's the weather mark, just to the left of Catalina Restaurant. So it'd be a nice old beat. Would you roll the dice and go to the left of the island, looking upwind, Jordan?
Look, I think that would be a big bet against the tide. I know if Woody was sailing, he would be the first to tack and the closest to the Edwards. So I think that'll be the adopted strategy by a few.
Get out to the right, yep.
Could be a putt from the left, so we'll just see what happens at the start time. There's always a risk on this course.
Jimmy, you going right or left of the island?
I'll go with you, Shippo. I think. I don't like betting against you.
You don't know where I'm going.
I'll stay with you, but I think you'd be going to the right, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think the first beat I'll go to the right. Yeah.
Right. I'm just getting comms, Pete, off the start boat. The ship's at the harbour bridge, so they're going to at scheduled start time in roughly a minute.
Punches away, great.
The AP will go up, actually.
Oh, the AP's going up?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be on delay. That's what you're telling me, Jimmy?
Yes, mate.
Right. Well, we're going to have a significant delay if the ship is just we're off the Opera House. Is that what we thought?
Yeah.
So, not moving very quickly. So, stick with us, folks. We're just watching there the committee vessel, expecting an AP flag, the postponement flag to go up.
I mean, mind you, we're right on the edge of the channel here, so the ship will pass probably only a few metres in front of the start line here, so probably a wise decision.
So we'll have a rather significant delay. If you've just joined us, it's the Sail Media coverage of heats 3 and 4 of the New South Wales State Championship for the 18-footers, and there goes the AP flag up. So significant delay here. It's Peter Shipway in commentary with Jordan Gertis and Jimmy Bury. And our regular, not our regular team behind the scenes here. We've got a few newcomers. Dylan Clark's away racing on Law Connect as well. And Sam, our drone catcher. I don't know where Sam is. He's on a hootenanny somewhere. But anyway, we've got Piers is on drone. We've got Flynn Toomey, who we know from 18-foot days. He's the drone catcher. We've got John O'Witty back on cameras. So, and Michael Chittenden behind the scenes, pushing all the buttons to bring this coverage to you. So, hope you're enjoying it as we look at the ferry. And as usual, a good crowd enjoying a cold lemonade on top deck.
And that's going to be the ferry for the rest of the season, the Royale. So
yeah, the Royale is back by popular demand. The club, I suppose, took on some feedback and brought the Royale back because everyone loves it so much. And looking forward to getting the ferry out there every week for every race. So
we've got one more race this year, have we? And then a break over Christmas and New Year's. Is that right, Jordan?
Yes, there'll be another race for sure. I have to check the schedule for the next one, but definitely a few weeks off while some of the sailors go to Hobart for a start, and a bit of rest over the period, and then back next year into the Australian titles.
And then, of course, the big one, the JJ, in early March on the harbour. So if you're thinking of coming to Sydney, it's a good time of the year to come. Early autumn and not super hot, and some really good sailing over about 9 days of racing. It's the 18-footer bar and restaurant. Luca Gambacorti, Nick Livermore and Nathan Byrne.
Yeah, so just confirming that, Shippo, we've got next weekend and the weekend after.
Oh, okay.
You're not here next week, Shippo. That's why you think there's only one.
That's right. I'm on long service leave. Again, yeah. Every second week. It's good. Good. I've got a good boss.
That breeze is going a little bit lighter here for the minute.
It is.
It's the AP, again, playing into it a little bit here, as it did last week. So there was an AP before the start of last week's race due to shipping as well, which meant that the race was delayed, meaning that we were sort of further through less through the race when it had to be called off. So that played into the abandonment a little bit, that delay, as it will today in making the breeze, or giving a breeze an opportunity to lighten off while we are under AP.
Hypothetical for you, Jordan. Yeah. If you could select a rig right now and come out, what rig would you put in?
Oh, it's a tricky one. Right now, it's still, I think there's a little bit of risk on the upside still, but for the second race, you're definitely wanting to be on the big rig today, I think. So if you can hold on to it and you're a heavier crew, it wouldn't be a bad decision.
It's a pretty stupid question, really, wasn't it? That's why I'm having leave. All these stupid questions. Anyway, we're going to see something soon, I think, Jimmy, of a big ship somewhere, are we? Coming. Oh, there she is. Come on, speed her up. Put the foot down.
I think that's as fast as it goes.
It doesn't look to be moving very quickly, does it?
Yeah, well, it's been out of service for a while, that ship, and they don't know what the problem was, and
they forgot to put the propeller on, did they? Look at it, it's hardly moving.
They forgot to put containers on it, that's for sure.
Well, we might be on delay here for a fair while, folks. The breeze is down. We're waiting for this big ship to come around Bradley's Head. She's only up at not even to Fort Denison yet, for those that know the harbour. So she's got a fair way to come down to Bradley's Head, then turn to port and go down the Western Channel and out the heads. And so, yeah, there's the breeze. Is 12, 13, 14 knots, perhaps.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting what happens under Shark too, because the whole fleet, of course, will sort of push itself over to the left, and then there'll be all sorts of chaos from the lee of Shark Island. So I think that's probably where the race will be won or lost on the first beat.
So from a club point of view, Jordan, the club must be very pleased with a lot of these young sailors coming through the ranks and performing well. It's good for not only the class, but for the sport in general, isn't it? And I mean, I look at guys like, certainly Jacob Marks, who's made a big impression, as has, Kirk Mitchell's been around for a while. And then our friends on, Emma Rankin and Beck Hancock, two of the girl skippers. They've been terrific. And Henry Larkins on Balmain, we mentioned him earlier. Ben Crawford on Rag and Famish. Good for the sport, isn't it? And good for the class. Yeah, the class has attracted a lot of young talent of late, and it's been a bit of a changing of the guard this season, which you've probably noted with a bunch of different race winners over the first half of the season. We've got, very good talent coming from all sorts of different classes, not just from skiffs, but from everywhere. And we're seeing not just the sailors, but the new sponsors as well, all being attracted to this class, and it's going quite well. We've got a very healthy fleet that's here every Sunday, where you can get, I would argue, some of the best sailing you can get in the world every Sunday. Okay, hello to Malcolm Robertson. Cool, bright and misty in North Thailand this morning. You'd rather be sailing? Well, I'm sure you would be. Someone's asking, is there any betting on the ferry? Oh, no. Never seen or heard of betting on the ferry. But maybe if you come down and
You have to look for yourself.
Yeah, yes. Joy Brown is there from Queensland. Hello to you, Joy. Russell Moore watching from Western Sydney. Yep, certainly a lot cooler than yesterday. There's no doubt about that. There's Yandu, small rig on. Herman winning at the helm. It's looking.
That's Joel Beechel.
Oh, sorry. Andu.
Used to be Herman forever and a day on Andu.
Yeah, too many do's. This is Andu.
Andu with the new main.
Yeah.
I think debut today. So looking good. We'll be sure to comment as they go upwind.
Yeah, so we're just still on delay. Again, if you've just joined us, waiting for a shipping movement to clear the harbour. There's Andu, and that's the view looking upwind where they'll go shortly. But we're just on hold here, quite light again here in Taylor's Bay. There's a Christmas party with plenty of those going on the harbour at the moment. Month of December, it's a very busy time for Sydney Harbour, as it is most places around the world, but especially Sydney Harbour. It's a wonderful harbour for afternoon cruises and Christmas cruises. There's plenty of them.
And just when we were talking about that AP before, definitely breeze dropping here. So while we're under AP, getting lighter and lighter, maybe there was time to get the big rig.
Bit late now. Need to power these rigs up as best we can, I would think, at the moment. There's a nice pleasure boat just hovering off the start line, maybe watching the 18s.
Yeah, they're watching the 18s. It's a boss of 6's 70th birthday on there.
Nice.
He was told that they're having lunch at the 18-footers and then that they were going out on the spectator ferry, and he had his back to the harbour when this thing turned up, and apparently his wife turned around and said happy birthday.
Surprise. Oh, nice surprise, I'm sure.
Great day for stadium racing. The two short races, it's good to be there and just watch.
We'll go inside and watch the coverage, Jordan, the sale media coverage.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a beer for us on there.
No, not you, they can.
You already committed to this, Geordie, before you knew about that.
Yeah,
so.
didn't know that was an option.
No, can't abandon ship now.
As a new Commodore, you've got all these little perks that come along with that role, mate. So just got to inject yourself in places to make sure that the sponsors are happy.
Well, I mean, Six, I think they won the Six Championship, right?
Yeah.
So I think Six are very, very happy as a sponsor. I mean, they're on our marks here, so fully committed, and we thank Six for their support.
Keegan York not with us today. He's racing maxi boats. He's on the Wild Thing going to Hobart. They didn't start in the Cabbage Tree Island race. They had a malfunction with their mainsail track slides, so they were a non-starter, but they're out today racing offshore, and they'll be racing on Tuesday for the Solus Big Boat Challenge. And as Jordan said earlier, a lot of these crews are racing to Hobart on various yachts. There's Gotcha for Life. Cade Morgan, Graham Fairburn and Isaac Marnie. In the background, the kitchen maker. Been a long-time sponsor, Lockie Steele and Nathan Gullickson and Hamish Vass. And that's the AP flag, still flying on the committee vessel at Taylor's Bay, waiting for the shipping movements. Any sign of it round Bradley's? I don't think there is yet. Jimmy, is there?
No, there's not. I haven't seen the pilot vessel, and that's normally an indication that they're not far behind.
You'd be able to tell us how fast he's going, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, must be moving pretty quick down the harbour, surely.
Got a little trick up the sleeve here.
Ballard Properties, Beck Hancock, Cam Walker and Ed Swain. It's running square, down a little bit of puff there, but generally down to about 12 knots, maybe 13 knots at very best for the moment.
I saw some, I was walking through the park earlier, I saw quite a cool innovation on that boat. You might just be able to see on the stern. There's some reels that take up the halyards, the halyard and the tack, which is slightly different to some of the other boats that are running more of a pulley type system. So cool to see some innovation on these boats where it's allowed.
So back to your question about how fast that ship's going. It's doing 9 knots.
9.
Well, we've just seen the pilot boat come around Bradley's, so that's a sign that the ship is approaching. But at 9 knots, it's still got a bit of time to get across the starting area. And what time's the next ship due, Jimmy? The second one you said?
It's like 4:30 was lines off, and that's the naval training vessel Sycamore. So they'll be leaving from Waterhen, and hopefully all of our racing's done and dusted by then. That one won't have a pilot with it. They've got pilot exemptions for their boats, or most of them.
It just adds an element of risk at some point. You know, do you go before or after the ship? You've got to make sure that you get in front of the pilot boat, obviously, but some of it's just part and parcel of sailing on Sydney Harbour and makes it fun, I think.
Yeah, a working harbour.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, that's the pilot boat, but we still haven't seen the ship poke its nose around Bradley's, but it can't be far away. There's the Shore and Partners running downwind. And remembering today's sponsor is Vycobi. Very good supporter of sailing generally, and the 18-footers in particular.
And the guys on the Vycobi have been a fantastic addition to the class over the past few years. They've put a lot into their boat. They, you know, everything looks schmick. They're a smooth operation, and it was good to see them right up the pointy end winning last week. I suspect we'll see a lot more of them up the front as we get into the pointy end of the season.
Yeah, well, Pat worked out to get Vycobi to win, he has to go to Fiji, so that's where he currently is.
Hello to you, Pat. I'm sure you're tuning in. Don't get sunburnt over there, but hope you're enjoying it. But the good news is the ship has poked its bow around Bradley's head, so we're not too far off. He's starting to wind up a little bit. The ship, he's got his propeller back engaged. So
Got some pace on now.
Yeah, probably maybe 8 or 10 minutes away from starting signals, so we're probably still a little bit time to go. It's a grey old day here in the harbour. Bit of blue sky starting to peek through above the clouds. But that's the view looking upwind, and that's the track they'll take. We're thinking about, at this stage, 1.1 nautical mile beat. 2 laps and 2 races scheduled for today. There's the big ship coming around now, just turning to port.
Must be pretty empty, sticking out of the water.
Yep.
It's been in port for a little while, that ship, for maintenance and repairs, so I'm not quite sure what it was. Obviously, paint job wasn't part of the repair and maintenance of it.
Bit of rust killer. Okay, starting to move fairly rapidly now, so we're not far off a start. Starting signals here in Taylor's Bay. Got a couple of tugs on him. Tug at the stern, tug off the port bow.
You reckon that top mark's moved to the left a little bit, Jippers? I think we're a little bit
It's right out the front of Shippo's favourite restaurant there, Catalina's.
That's Jordan. Don't take my lines, Jordan's. Jordan's got a regular booking there.
I already told you the standing tables at the 18s.
Club Marine, Emma Rankin, Jed Cruikshank and Brandon Bank.
Again, Club Marine's taken a big leap this year. You know, winning a heat of the state titles earlier in the year. but also, you know, the boat's looking really quick. Everything's going very well. And, you know, as a team, they're sailing very often and well together. So I think, again, we might see, especially on those tricky days where they seem to excel, some good results into the Nationals and the JJs too.
Yep, just getting comms off the start boat, under 1 minute, and this AP will go down.
Yeah, the ship will be almost across the race course by that time, so we're not far from getting underway. The first race today, Heat 3 of the state titles. Okay, AP down as we're alongside the committee boat. Race officer Hugh Lester back on duty today. So we have a look at this line. Jordan, where are we starting? Committee boat, tack onto port as quick as you can and go right. Is that your tactics?
I think that's the traditional tactic here, but as we know, who knows what's going to happen. But I think, yeah, right favour at this point. As it goes lighter, though, there's a good chance that the left will pay further up the work.
So do you want to go left of the island now, do you?
I'm still keeping my options open, Jimmy, so I can't be wrong. But I think right's the play here. I think most of the team will go right.
Certainly for the first beat, I think that would be the safe option. If someone rolls the dice and goes left, well, we'll see how that pans out. But
looking like a fairly even line, though, here at the moment.
Okay, flags are up. 5 minutes to go. So we're about to get underway on a breeze that's 11 or 12 knots from the southeast. The harbour relatively free of yachts, that's for sure, Jimmy, is it? There's not much traffic at all out here.
Not much traffic at all, Shippo, and obviously not being a nice day, unlike what we've had over the last couple of days. I think a lot of people have decided to stay at home.
Watch the cricket or watch the golf. There's plenty to watch, and watch the 18s as well. So if you're a latecomer and you haven't missed anything because the start has been delayed because of shipping movements on Sydney Harbour, so you're with the Sail Media team for 2 races today. The first about to get underway in about 4 minutes' time.
Hugh looks like he's shortened up that course length by 0.1 of a nautical mile.
So it's 1 mile. Is 1 mile? Is that what we're saying?
1 nautical mile, and bearing now of 145.
So he has moved it slightly to the right. So that's Taylor's Bay where we are for the start. Breeze lifting off here a little bit, which it often does in this weight of breeze from this direction.
And just where the start boat's laying there, looking like the pin's up a little bit too. So Andu looking at the pin there.
So if you get down the pin and put the foot down towards Steel Point, Nielsen Park, you'd be probably thinking going left of the island. So we'll see. A little bit of a gamble either way, I guess, to see which way you go. But we'll, they that roll the dice and go left, I think, would be rolling the dice. Conventionally, you'd go to the right of Shark Island. We've got just coming up to 3 minutes to go. There's Yandu. So 3 and 4 of the state titles, and we're just about just under 3 minutes from the first start. 2 windwards, 2 leewards. After the first round, they'll go through a gate and then back up for the second time, and then finish downwind in the starting area. So we're starting to line up now with 2.5 minutes to go. Remembering Shaw and Partners, skippered by Jack Ferguson today. Andu, skippered by Joel Beechel. Yandu, skippered by Herman Winning. The Killer Coffee Company, skippered by Cam McDonald. They're the skipper changes. We've got Ricky Bridge and Mike McKenzie with Smeg, with Ash Rooklin. George Morton on the Rag and Famish with Ben Crawford and Max Nern. And on the Lazarus Capitals with Tommy Koenig, got Eduardo Gamba and Benedict Mackay. A couple of newcomers there. So the ship has gone, the race track is clear, and we've got 1:45 to go. No one really pushing down that pin end yet, Jordan, but they've still got a time to get down there, haven't they, if they want to?
Yeah, most people racking up conventionally behind the boat here. We've got Rag probably as the lead boat towards the pin at this point.
Quite light and bumpy, this water here at the moment, with a bit of ferry traffic and tug traffic going up and down. The waves are just arriving at the start line right on start time, but not much wind either, so you need to be powered up off the start at the moment.
Yeah, where's that big rig?
Yeah, still in the park. Okay, coming up to a minute to go.
Yeah, very all boat end here.
Okay, now anyone diving off to the pin? Doesn't look like it, does it?
Well, everyone's going for the conventional right-hand track at this point.
Okay, 45 seconds to go. There's all at the committee boat end. No one even daring to get down anywhere near the pin. A big rack up here at this committee boat, and Lazarus trying to punch through early. Fisher Paykel looks okay. Brett Van Munster up here close to the boat. There's going to be a few boats squeezed out here with 15 seconds to go. A bit of yelling starting. That's traditional 18-footer stuff. Rag and Famish has gone off in a hurry down towards the pin now. And we're...
a very tight start.
3, 2, 1. We're away. What do we got? Lazarus jumped out nicely. I think we're all clear, are we? There's no... Smeg's missed it at the windward end. They've got jammed out there. They've got to go back around. Yandu's late. Yandu might be okay. I'll get in there and probably tack if that's what he wants to do. But we're away, and Lazarus got a good start, as did Brett Van Munster and Fisher Paykel. And a little bit of down pressure here. Look at Yandu looking to something. They tack back. Okay, their first attack. Kitchen Maker's gone with them, but not much breeze here. Good, Jordan. The breeze is about 50 metres upwind of them. They're just starting to get rocking and rolling now. You can see those waves are quite significant. But okay, Yandu is off to the right, as is the Kitchen Maker, as is Vycobi.
As expected, Yandu out to the right first, and probably half of the fleet tacking on top and following them.
And in the middle, Shaw and Partners look strong, as does Andu also. But leading the pack away to the left is sixth, and Rag and Famish. But okay, that's the pack going left. Club Marine, the most right of those, and you can see Rag and Famish the most advanced. Someone's in the tide, are they, Jimmy? Who's that?
Almost. Smeg and Gotcha for Life almost came together.
A little bit of a tangle up. There's Rag and sixth.
The furthest left boat's there,
Yeah,
Rag at sixth.
I'd say they're probably committed to the left-hand side of the island, and the other group that have gone right.
About 5 boats committed over to the left here. Club Marine going back to the right.
That's the right-hand side. Yandu was the first to tack over. Bradley's head. They don't look in much pressure over there. There's more pressure in the left. So this will be interesting. And the boats that have gone left are heading as well. So a good sign early on to go left. A few starting to bail out now. Balmain and sixth have bailed out from the group that went left. And they look pretty strong. They're in a good vein of pressure.
The Rag is the most left boat.
Yeah, he looks good too.
Nice pressure off Steel Point here.
Yeah, that's Balmain and sixth there.
Big split in the fleet here. We've got boats over at Bradley's and boats over at Steel Point.
I like the left at the moment.
Left is looking good, but when we know usually that the best pressure is over at the Edwards conventionally, so we'll see what happens here. Definitely better pressure in the left at the moment, though.
So Shark Island right in the middle of the course, so you really have an option here. You can split and go either side.
They're looking much more bow up on the Yandu down there at the moment, but they're a long way down compared to the guys that went to the left.
So there's Andu, Joel Bieshel. He's working up the middle, really, and he looks pretty strong position. But I think the boats that gone left, as you said, Jordan, with Rag and Famish 6th and Balmain, and just slightly behind them Lazarus, they're in a good vein of high left-hand pressure. So the next obstacle will be the island. And I think we had an all-clear start. Jimmy, did we get any comms?
Yeah, all clear.
It was a very tight start up at the boat end, so amazing it was all clear. Quite a few boats shut out.
The boat that's really smoking along in the left is 6th, just trying to climb over Balmain. But Balmain's also moving very well. They're just going in towards Shark Island. We'll come back to them shortly. This is the group that have gone into the right. You can see Andu in the foreground, and then hard left is Yandu, still going on port tack.
And Andu on picture there, slightly bow up on the guys to leeward. I think they've just got slightly better pressure. But definitely the guys on the left are quite far in front at this point.
Yeah, of the right-hand group, Andu are clearly leading that group. And they're the group that have gone left. They've had to tack because of the island. So it's a massive split early on. This beat only a mile long, but there's Andu. Yandu coming back, just gone off camera. There's Shaw and Partners. Jack Ferguson. And here's Andu, Joel Beishel, looking pretty smart at the moment.
Oh, doing a great job on the waves there. I don't know if you saw moving wave fore and aft to just get the best of those waves.
Well, you can see the split there. There's the left-hand group. And way in the distance is the right-hand group. It's Shaw and Partners. He's coming back. Hasn't got great height at the moment.
What will play into it a little bit, Shippers, is the top mark is much more in the right. So long way for the left guys to go.
Come back, yeah.
But they are sort of further into the breeze at this point.
Yeah, the breeze is very light up here on Point Piper, Shark Island area, with Andu coming back now and looking for a bit of pressure there. Trent Barnabas and Zach Barnabas in the crew for Joel Beishel. Oh, what's the split here? This is the boats that have come to the right are headed by Andu.
So we're just panning across and we see 6th coming round the head of the island here, and they'll be leading by quite some distance.
I told you to go left, Jordan. I told you that. You talked me into going right. Let's streak them at the moment, the left-hand group, but...
Yeah, we wanted to go right of the left-hand side.
Anyway, 6 leads from Balmain, and then probably Rag and Famish. They're just coming across now to consolidate on the fleet here. There's the right-hand group. You can see them in the distance, but a nice little opener here for 6th and Balmain.
And a lovely shift there at the 6th, which is coming to Balmain now on screen.
Yeah, 6th doing it nicely. Jacob Marks, Alex Marinelli and Paddy Bannon. And they're about 150 metres from the weather mark, not on a ley line, short of the port tack ley line, but coming into good pressure. So Balmain and Rag and Famish will be 2nd and 3rd, and then the group that came in from the right will be next, I would think, headed by Andus. But 6th leads quite comfortably from
and in the most
Balmain.
pressure on course,
Yeah.
right up near this top mark.
Nice
This breeze.
Nice flat water here too. So we've got a port rounding, and they'll run back to the starting area. Breeze only about 11 knots here. 10 or 11 knots, flat water. Skiffs on there. Number 2 are small rigs. It doesn't look it's getting any stronger though, does it, Jordan? It's still pretty...
No, it's
on
getting
the light
softer.
side, yeah.
Definitely getting softer, and all the boats fully powered up. There's still all 3 stringing, so taking all of the power out of the rig that they can.
Okay, well, Balmain and 6th are out here. Sixth about to tack for the mark, I would think. There he goes. Port rounding on a ley line there. Pretty good ley line, I would think.
On the downwind lane,
yes.
you can see there's a big ship, well, not a big ship, but a big pleasure craft right in the sort of in the first part of the run. So this will be interesting to see if they can set and get going before that pleasure craft.
Do you jibe set or just a bear-away set here?
Oh, I have to do what you did now. After that beat. Is it roll the dice again?
Yeah, I'm round first. Sixth round, Jacob Marks. Nice lead. Well done, boys. They're going to just hoist. Next will be Henry Larkins and the Balmain team. Consistent as always.
Yeah, the sixth of the Balmain. Fantastic start to the season.
Yeah, six have got a problem with the island again. They've got to work out whether they go to windward, the right-hand side or the left-hand side. Balmain around second. So sixth have jibed. Okay, so they're committing to the western side of Shark Island, which is probably the smart way to go. So Rag and Famish third. So the boats that went to the left-hand side of the island are 1, 2 and 3. And the leader of the pack to the other side was Yandu. Okay, he
came back into it, into fourth.
Fourth, and Andu is fifth. So Herman Winnie did a good job there to get back into fourth. He's down a little bit. There's Andu around 5. Tommy Kunick in Lazarus is sixth. Club Marine, Emma Rankin. Up again, now Vycobi, Kirk Mitchell. Around the outside, Smeg. They made a good recovery. They got buried at the start, Ash Rooklyn. Mike McKenzie and Ricky Bridge, they're around. Then the Royal Oak, all very close here. Shaw and Partners, they got a bit lost up there. They were fairly well up early. Then Fisher Paykel, Brett Van Munster. Pretty close for the minor placings at this stage.
They're close, and a big mix of who went left and right of the island there in the middle. So it got a little bit more muddled up as they come up into the Tom Barkin here at Rose Bay.
Yeah, all boats have run away from the mark about 50 to 100 metres, then jibed. So they're all going down the western side of Shark Island.
I think a lot of that's got to do with this big pleasure craft here, which is a big lee behind it, so that everyone's driving before it.
There's the Royal Oak with the green spinnaker. Smeg just hunting up for a bit of pressure. And all the skiffs now jibing downwind in the gap between Point Piper and Shark Island. It looks as though six jumped away really nicely down this run.
Great pressure all the way down while everyone else was fighting with each other at the top mark. Lazarus taking some good pressure down there on screen, as with Club Marine. There's the lead between Balmain and six, fairly considerable.
Yandu leads the pack, racing for third at the moment, chasing sixth and Balmain. Herman winning, steering Yandu. Joel Bieshel at the helm of Andu. And we're about 2/3 the way down this first spinnaker run. There's another another lap to go after this.
So six driving now. It's going to be a tight lay, I think. They're right over in the corner here of the course.
We're in the cockpit of sixth here. Jacob Marks and Alex and Paddy doing a fine job.
just in front of them, you can see that tugboat has a huge wave on it, so this is going to be good to watch.
Yeah, a massive wave, not a huge, massive. A little bit to negotiate here from these boys. It's don't quite see it on the screen, but boy, it's a big wake, and this boat is
We'll be holding
pushing. Be more than holding on. You'll see them go up and down. Stand by. Oh, oof. Oh, Balmain. Balmain in better pressure. They've closed the gap here.
They may be in front there.
Yes, if they can jibe across the front, you can see Henry Larkins ran down in a good puff. That is for sure. And if he gets, he's got his jibe angle pretty right, Balmain. They're going to get down to this right-hand mark here and lead, I think. Wow, that was a good effort from Balmain there.
That was great. They cut the corner. Six went a little bit too far.
Six overlaid it, that's for sure. So Balmain will lead narrowly. Okay,
and
Smith,
a little bit more breeze coming down the course here too at the bottom.
you have to get that jibe angle right, and certainly Balmain did so. Henry Larkins has stolen a march there. Oh, they've got a problem with the six spinning and trying to get it down. Okay, it seems to be caught up at the top now. It's coming down now. It's a late drop. Balmain's clean. They're around the right-hand mark. Sixth have gone well past the gate. They're going to open the door here for maybe Yandu to get in. But sixth have got it tidied up. They're okay. They're on the wind. But yes, as you say, Jordan, a nice bit of pressure's rolled down across the fleet. And Yandu will go round third. They're going to the left-hand mark. So they might want to go out to the right again. But Balmain have tacked, interestingly, just as they went only about 50 metres past the right-hand gate. So Yandu third. Vycobi have got into fourth spot.
Yeah, early.
Kurt
All the
Mitchell.
guys who did the early jives are suddenly here. So
Where
it
did-
means a left rotation.
So then Andu will be next.
Don't know what's going on Andu.
No, they've missed the mark here.
Going around the mark the wrong way.
Wrong way. Andu are in all sorts of trouble. They really got that chicken winged up. Okay, crew under pressure. The Barnabases. Oh, that's a late drop.
Be a
Okay.
nice car trip home. The Barnabases, wouldn't it?
Okay, Smeg, they've got back into it too. Breeze is up here. Probably 13, 14 knots. Smeg around. Down around the left-hand mark. Who's going around next? Okay, that's Club Marine. And then with the orange insignia, that's the Rag. They look as though they've got a problem. Or Shore, who's that?
Shore and Partners.
Shore and Partners. Oh, Royal Oak here. And Lazarus on the inside. Still with the spinning. Oh, 80-footer bar
18
restaurant
footers
have perished, I
gone.
think. They are perished.
Gone.
Yeah, Luca Gamba caught his over. Gotcha for life going around the top of them. And then rounding the right-hand gate is the kitchen maker. And have we got anyone left, Jimmy? Oh, there's one coming down.
The Killer Coffee
Killer
Company.
Coffee. Needing more coffee at the moment to get her rolling. Gotcha for life still to go round. And the 18-footer bar and restaurant are capsized at the gate. So this is the final beat. Just a two-lapper. And Balmain were leading at the gate. They did a good job, Jordan, didn't they? They got their jibe angle right.
Picked the shift that came down perfectly and nailed the jibe angle.
Yeah, and
Interestingly, they've headed over to the right, as has sixth. So whilst the fleet rounded the bottom mark, they all tacked over to the right.
as we watch Killer Coffee going round. But what's happened is that, as you say, Balmain tacked quickly round after the gate and gone out to the right. Sixth have gone almost the same course as they sailed the first beat, have gone way into the left and are now back on port and look fairly strong up near Shark Island. There they are. It's funny, Balmain had a big win by going to the left the first time. Now they're going hard to the right.
There's an element of covering that, I think, don't roll the dice twice. They're staying on top of the fleet there, even though they are bowed down. But if we've got this big fleet split again, the left boats are well up on angle, but the majority of the fleet marching out to the right on screen.
Well, off camera, sixth have committed now to the right-hand side or the western side of Shark Island. We'll see them shortly. That's the fleet going into the right. There's 6 now. So all the leading group going up the western side or the right-hand side of Shark Island, looking upwind. So it's a game in 2 between Balmain and 6, with Yandu not far out of it, but right in the left, or should I say over to the left, is Vycobi. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out of this. But Balmain, there's Balmain now coming back on starboard. He will cross 6, getting a big header as they come back here.
Yeah, Balmain's well up there in the right, and Yandu even more so.
Yeah, 6 getting a bit of pressure, looking for that little left-hander, but at the moment, Balmain will cross. 6 will be lucky to cross Yandu. So here are the 3 leaders. 6th trying to hang into 2nd, but I think he's going to be 3rd here. You'll see Yandu approach. There's Yandu. Yandu's made some good progress up here. Herman winning sailing with Louis Brake and Fang Warren. Really percolating at the moment. Really throwing down the challenge to Balmain, who leads. They're about halfway up this 2nd and last windward beat. Oh, there's Vycobi way in the left, going up to the eastern side of Shark Island. How will that play out? Oh, hard to say. Anyway,
could be a repeat here. Could be a repeat of the last work.
I think I don't know if he's far enough advanced, but who knows? We'll soon see. Concentrating on Balmain, Henry Larkins, his crew of Tom Grimes and Lockie Pryor. There's the Rag. They're about 4th, behind Yandu in 6th. Balmain going into the wharf at Shark Island, and out on their hip is Yandu, making good progress. 6 coming back now on starboard. The boat that's really percolating, we'll see this in a moment, is Yandu. They'll be very close to Balmain, who have just tacked on to port off Shark Island. There's going to be a close cross. Balmain will be across, but Yandu has closed the gap immeasurably here. Oh, no, it's a dip. It's a dip. Balmain's dipped. So Yandu leads. I haven't seen Vycobi come from the other side of the island yet, Jordan, so I don't think they're into play, really.
It's been quite soft over that side, so they won't be up there now.
Yeah, we're about 200 metres from the weather mark, and Yandu leads by a boat length. Oh, Vycobi now just poking his nose around Shark Island. There he is. A lonely voyage up there.
Going around a powerboat shippo that's decided to trawl in probably the narrowest part of Sydney Harbour. There they are on screen, trawl fishing.
Yeah, it's always recommended. Balmain just right on the edge of eastern edge of Point Piper, riding some nice waves in there. Oh. See the waves.
Take them right into the bricks here.
There they tack, and in a good breeze too. Yandu still will cross on port, I think. It's going to be close here. Is Yandu going to roll the dice? No, they're dipping. So it's bow to bow here. Then coming out of the left is Vycobi. He's probably got himself into 3rd spot, perhaps, by going well into the left. But the race in 2 for the lead with his rounding, port rounding, and then the run to the finish. It's going to be an exciting finish. These boats are very close. Yandu's tacked in some good pressure. Balmain hasn't coming back now.
Yeah. Balmain's probably just behind them with one more tack to do.
Yep. Yandu on a very tight lay line. I doubt. Oh, he needs just a little right-hander to lay. This will be interesting. Balmain across his stern. If Yandu can't lay, then Balmain could have a piece of him here. But Yandu trying to squeeze in squeeze mode to get round this mark. And Vycobi did okay. They got themselves into third spot by going up the eastern side of Shark on. Yandu squeeze mode here to get round. I think they'll lay. They're about 3 boat lengths ahead of Balmain. Here we go. Yandu's round. And they lead by just about 10 seconds from Balmain. Straight into a jibe, Yandu. Balmain round in a little bit of a puff. Vycobi will be third. So it probably did pay again, Jordan, to get up that left-hand side.
Definitely paid, especially the last bit of it, when the guys went right into the bricks on the right on-point piper. Vycobi was able to just stand all the way across with the left shift.
Yeah, they've got a good puff here, the 2 leaders, to drive down in. Vycobi around, almost. So Vycobi third, 6th, 4th. Rag and Famish next. And then a fair gap. Yes, straight, all into a straight jibe here, Vycobi's jibe. Spinnaker work going on there. They're up and set. Nice set. Sheet on. Okay, 6th around. Again, straight into the jibe. The Rag, similarly, jibing. Oh, good set on the Rag. Not too good on the 6th. But Yandu leads on the run to the finish. It's Yandu the right with the white spinnaker. And the orange spinnaker belongs to Balmain. It's a good old-fashioned VMG run down to the finishing line. So a few more jibes yet. Vycobi nicely positioned in third position. But they're the 2 leaders we're on there.
Yandu just trying to get some separation there from Balmain from rolling.
Yeah, he's done a pretty good job on Yandu.
Balmain's gone back across. Yandu's covering.
Yeah, nice lead now to Yandu. 2/3 the way down this final run. They're on their way to the finish. And Yandu leads. This boat's been so successful the last few years. Really carrying all before it. Last season and the season before. JJ winners. First with Mick Lane, then last year with Tom Needham. And they're doing a really good job here. Just Balmain have jibed and Yandu jibing in front of them.
It's driving directly between them and the finish line.
Balmain got a good little puff here to come down onto Yandu, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Probably got one more jibing in. Bit of a follow the leader at the moment. Not much Henry Larkins can do here on Balmain, but just really tag them in.
A few waves to contend with here again on this same bit down towards the bottom of the course.
Yandu got a really good puff. They're laying down the finishing line at the moment. If they can hold that, they will lay through. You can see the committee boat just to the right there. But the finishing line is up to the committee boat's on the port hand side of the line, or left hand side of the line looking at it. So Yandu laying down in nice pressure. Oh, Balmain have got a really good gust, as have Balmain. Yandu bow up a little, but just not enough runway, I don't think, for Balmain at the moment. A bit lower than Yandu, Balmain, but no, Yandu are going to get there by about 15 seconds or less. So Yandu about to take the first race today, Heat 3 of the State Championship. Yandu, Herman winning, welcome back. That's a very good performance with Louis Brake and Fang Warren. Yandu all but there. Now they are there. And Balmain, consistent as always, in second spot. Then we get back to the bronze medal position. And we've got Vycobi barrelling downwind. The challenge coming from 6th. And the Rag. Is that... Okay, here's Vycobi in a really good puff. Kirk Mitchell, Andrew Stevenson and Daniel Barnett.
Great battle happening just above them too on the 6 and the Rag.
Okay, Vycobi, very good effort. Showing a bit of form at last. They were good last weekend and a good again today, his first race. So they're across almost. Then the battle for 4th is a good one. I think those two boats have still got one jiving in. Okay, Vycobi gets the hooter, they're across. So be pleased with that. Pat, if you're watching from Fiji, good performance. And then here's the jibe coming in for the battle for 4th. I think the Rag are going to get there under 6th. Yeah, the Rag and Famish Ben Crawford, a very good job. I think he will get 4th, will he, Jordan?
He'll get there, yeah.
Rag 4, 6th is 5th. And then a reasonable gap. And who we got coming next?
Fisher and Pike through next.
Yeah. Brett Van Munster.
Good recovery after the first beat from the Fisher and Pike.
So Fisher Pike will be 6th.
Then we've got a little group here of Laz and Smeg. Off screen behind us is Shaw and Partners, who have had to put the chute down by overlaying.
Missed it by that much.
Oh, yeah, they missed it big time.
But they'll come in around Smeg.
Okay, so Lazarus are going to be next, are they?
It's going to be tight on the finish here. Shaw and Partners.
Lazarus 7th. Oh, no, Shaw. Oh,
just getting tight in there.
Yeah, Shaw and Partners with Jack Ferguson steering.
Ooh.
They're 8th. Oh,
straight through the window.
Straight through the window of the mainsail of Shaw and Partners on the Smeg.
Some words being had.
Yeah.
Plenty of words being had.
Ash Rooklyn, he's blowing up deluxe. So Shaw and Partners got a more than a window. It's an open window now on their mainsail. So Smeg were 9th and Kitchen Maker 10.
And then
who we got? Oh, come in, Club Marine.
Club Marine, and then Andu.
Andu just laying over the boat end.
They're knocking it off.
Knocking it off?
Yeah, they really got messed up at the gate. I don't know what Joel Bichel, I don't know whether he knew it was a gate or not. He just thought it was a mark, I think. Anyway, Andu at 12th, and who we got? This is the Royal Oak, 13. And 2 more to come. Royal Oak 13, and who we got here, Jimmy?
Ballard Properties with the blue spinnaker.
Ballard.
And the white spinnaker there with the skull is Killer Coffee.
Killer Coffee.
And right off the Edwards is Gotcha for Life.
Okay, there's still a bit of runway to come.
Ballard into windward there.
So this is 14, 15 and 16 to come. 16-boat fleet. And the winner, Yandu, from Balmain and Vycobi. That was a pretty good race, Jordan, wasn't it?
Great race, and very tactically tricky, as we thought at the start. You know, left or right, roll the dice. Rolling the dice worked in the end. left paid both times. Who would have thought?
So we're on the blue spinnaker of the Ballard, Beck Hancock, Cam Walker and Ed Swain. Are they going to get there before the Killer Coffee with Cam McDonald steering? I think they just might. They've got starboard rights on the blue spinnaker. No, maybe Cam's going to get in front of them and jibe, I think.
Oh, it's tight.
Oh, he's going to cross them.
I'm going to cross.
Okay, so
The Killer Coffee, a new sponsor this year, going very well, as per Sotheby's. And both crews really giving it their all down here, every week and making sure the boat's very schmick.
Ballard,
I think we'll see a lot more from them as
Ballard
they get
Properties Sotheby's, they're across. Now, Jordan, I like to throw questions without notice.
better. Okay.
You ready? The Killer Coffee, how much product do they give you as Commodore to test?
Oh, well, you're going to definitely test the product. But Killer Coffee, being a very strong coffee and a new brand, really getting out there. They're in, I think they're in Coles now, if I give them a plug. But, they're really marketing themselves as Australia's strongest coffee.
Does it
which
give
is
you
what
a good
all our sailors need.
Does it give you a good sip of a morning?
Yeah, it gives you a buzz.
Buzz.
A buzz that you need to go around the 18-foot track.
Well, I need a buzz and I don't go around the 18-foot track. Will that give me a buzz? Just still give me a buzz?
I'm sure if you had some of those beans, you'd be talking 5 times faster.
I'll be jumping all over the place. Okay, well, we're just waiting now for the final boat to come across, which is the Gotcha for Life. And someone's asked, is that Woody out on the old camera cat? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, Nipper Henderson, he got his Balmain supporters cap in the mail this week, so he's so happy.
Gotcha for life, rounding out our finishes.
All right, well, that's our last one, the Gotcha, the 16th. So, race 1 done today, which is the 3rd heat of the state titles and the 6th heat of the club championship. We'll soon get the second and last race of the day underway. Got Peter Shipway here with the Sail Media team of Jordan Gertis and Jimmy Bury bringing this to you. I hope you're enjoying it. It's a grey old day on the harbour. We've got a southeasterly breeze of about 12 knots, maybe a bit more in the gusts, a bit less in the lulls. But overall, a good sailing breeze. All skiffs on their number 2 rig. And there's Woody winning in the old camera cat.
So Woody, of course, stepping down as president at the last AGM. Woody's done an amazing job over the past, I'm going to say 20 years, but you might know better than me.
At least.
In running the club and making sure that we have the sailing product that we have today. So, Woody, thank you on behalf of the board. But, the legacy that he leaves here in the 18s is a very strong one. And just as we can see by the racing that continues, he's made a huge mark on the sport, not just in the 18s, but sailing in Sydney in general.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And absolute legend, fellow and sailor. So we're just awaiting now the second race today. Everyone's home. I think remembering today's sponsor and partner today is Vycobi, who must have been very pleased with their third finish today, but a good sponsor, as I said earlier. So thank you, Vycobi, for your support of the 18-footers.
Yeah, well, Vycobi have been pumping out a large number of new products, Shippo, since the start of December, including their awesome Impact range. They've been selling very strongly to foilers and sailors, particularly the juniors and the masters, who are looking for some more head protection in a really cool style which doesn't feel bulky or restrictive. Also, Pat has been noticing that a lot of offshore sailors are embracing them for life offshore in the lead up to the Hobart. It's a very versatile hat that they have, and I think a lot of the the 18 sailors should probably look into these hats, which I think we've got here for you now. So those, instead of wearing a crash helmet, Shipper, you can wear them, and check out all the other range at vycobi.com, which is pretty much their whole new range is this impact range, which is where people are now adding layers of protection to themselves, and especially with the advancement of foiling and everything else, and the 18s in particular, with how low the booms are getting, they'll need it. So.
Yeah, we're seeing a few sailors these days with helmets, and for good reason. The booms are low. They're mandated at a height now, but they're at a point where you do brush your head every now and again, and it goes boom.
So I could wear one of those and then drink some killer coffee and see how I go when I fall over. So,
you'd be a new man.
I could be the test bunny for it. But anyway, thank you, Pat and Vycobi. Great introduction, I'm sure, to the sport. So we've got the AP up again, the postponement flag. So is there another ship outbound, Jimmy, at all that might be holding us back? No?
No, the latest comms I just got off Huey Lester was under 2 minutes, same course.
Same course, so 1 mile beat at about 1:45, I think the course was set. So a little bit south of southeast. So the very clear harbour, as I said earlier, Jimmy, isn't it? There's hardly any boats out at all because it's a grey old coolish sort of day. 3:43 Sydney time, Eastern Daylight Saving Time on the eastern seaboard of, well, not all the eastern seaboard, but certainly in New South Wales it is. Got the breeze, choppy water here and about 12 knots of breeze. AP is down, heat 4 of the club championship, and heat 8 of the heat 4 of the state championship, and heat 8 of the club championship.
You got all that, Shippo?
I have. Just too much coffee. So
which way are you going up the work? Put you on the spot.
now, hang on, you're a guest here. I ask the questions. What way am I going? That's very good. I think I might go to. Let me have a look. I'll go left.
Going left.
That's the eastern side of Shark Island. I'll just see how I start. Let me see how I start. Anyway, just under 5 to go. I've got a ferry coming from Manly, but I think he'll be across the racecourse before we start. So there's, come round, you'll see the ferry coming from Manly towards Circular Quay. So you're going to go right or left, Jordan?
It's a tough one, this one. Well, it left paid both times in the last race, so that's a good indication. Even though the guys that went right won to the top mark, Vycobi caught up a lot by going to the left, indicating the left was the winning side. However, it's hard to go from the right. The right was looking good now.
I think where the left became a real winner the first time, there was much more pressure in the left.
Yes.
And sixth and Balmain stayed in a real vein of pressure that not only was high, but really gave them some good squirt. Yeah. And the boats that went into the right didn't get that pressure as much, so that got Balmain and sixth into the lead. But we will see. There's the first race winner, Yandu, 18-footer bar and restaurant, have got out of their capsized position that they had for after the first run. I don't think they finished in that first race. I haven't got them as a finisher. So they're back now. There's Yandu, Herman winning, Fang Warren and Louis break. Yeah, good breeze again now. A little bit more come through under this cloud. About 12, 13 knots.
Definitely up a bit and maybe a touch further left than it was.
Going left, okay. Okay. 3 minutes.
Still
just
3
under
minutes to make a decision.
Yeah.
We're all one team, Shippo. We've got to stick together if we're going to do this right.
There we go.
Doesn't seem to be as much urgency with all the teams with just over 2 minutes to go. Like a lot of them are well down into Taylor's Bay, and Shaw and Partners has only just got back behind the start line.
Interestingly, Yandu's right down at the pin with just 2 minutes to go. There he is on screen there. So maybe he's thinking the left. Jordan? Who knows?
Possibly, and I think after the rack up at the boat in the last start, everyone's gone, oh, we're a bit early, so they might be hanging back just a touch more for this start.
Well, he didn't get a very good start, but he did remarkably well to get back into the picture, but he was one of the first boats to go into the right.
I mean, he's on screen now, just fell into windward there. I think there's the Manly Ferry that went past.
Yeah, the void there. So coming up to a minute and a half. Grey old day on the harbour. If you've just joined us, the second race today. First race was won by Yandu from Balmain and Vycobi, today's race partner. So, minute 20, and majority were racked up at the committee boat last time. Not so many this time, more in the middle of the line. A few more, a few traditionally up at the windward end. And Yandu down at the leeward end.
Yandu and Lazarus definitely going for the pin end, as with Smeg and Andu.
Okay, where's the pin? And there's Yandu with 1 minute to go. It's reasonably well spread this time as opposed to the first race. A little bit softer here, but there's another puff coming about 100 metres upwind of the start line. Yandu tacking back. Okay, looks as though he's put the pedal down and go hard for this pin.
Yandu possibly looking at a port start here.
Yeah, he's
not on screen.
Not screen there yet.
Just under that shot.
There he comes. There he comes. Oh, what's he going to do here? No, he's going to take some sterns here to try and find a hole to get in. 20 seconds to go. Lazarus, the most pin end boat. Smeg's down there with him. Where's Andu? I can't see. Oh, he's down there too. Yeah, a lot of down that pin end. Yandu's coming back now. Looks as though he's going to come down and go behind the fleet and then go out to the right. This is an interesting manoeuvre from we're away. Oh, a bit advanced as Lazarus. Hang on, as an individual. Now that's what Yandu. That's what he did. He stayed right down that pin end, then took every stern, and then got out to the right hand side. That is interesting stuff here, Jordan. That was gutsy. Very good manoeuvre. He came at full pace round behind the fleet.
And right now he's looking pretty good.
He's
pretty good straight off the start.
All the fleet have gone left except Yandu. Wow, that was terrific. You could see what he was going to set up and do with about 30 seconds to go. Took every stern, really hammered out to the right. Now, we got an individual recall. Any idea, Jimmy, at this early stage?
Not yet. I think it was Lazarus.
Tommy Koenig was right, advanced down that line.
Could have been Balmain as well. Yeah.
Balmain are coming back.
Charging to get back.
Balmain coming back. Ooh, that's a big loss for them. But the boats that have gone left are really bowed down.
And parked. The right-hand side, much more pressure right now.
Yeah. There's no pressure in the left here. Lazarus leads that group. They're way bowed down. If they get some pressure to come back, they'll be massively high on port. They can't find anything to get back on yet. It's a real void down here, Jordan, isn't it?
Yeah, under steel point here as it goes left. We're into the void behind Vaucluse.
There's a bit of breeze coming down to the fleet in the middle, but Yandu, they've rocketed out to the right. There they are, still going hard into the right at 100 mile an hour. Okay, now here's the group that coming around to the left-hand group now. There's Club Marine. And there is Andu.
Our furthest most left boats here, Lazarus and Andu.
Andu and Lazarus. So do we get confirmation, Jimmy, on...
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. We know Balmain went back. Lazarus looked well advanced, but who knows? He's still in play as far as we know at the moment.
Clear now. Balmain was the only one that was OCS.
There you go. Great start from the Lazarus then, right on the gun.
You picked that, Geordie.
So only Balmain, was it?
Only Balmain, and they did go back, Pete.
That's quite light here. Look at Andu attacking now in down pressure.
But well left pressure. We have an absolutely enormous split on the fleet here. We've got boats over near Clark Island and boats over near Steel Point, being Lazarus.
Tommy Koenig still going in on starboard.
And there is pressure here. There's pressure in front of him, so...
Yeah, he's coming into a nice vein of pressure.
So he's coming into more pressure now. You'll see him power up, start speeding off.
Eduardo Gamba and Benedict Mackay with Tom. Still going, still going. He's coming in. You can see this pressure. He'll probably tack shortly, I would think. Having a look at it. There he goes. It's light here, isn't it, Jordan?
Like just
light across
behind.
the course, really.
The guys...
Oh, look, he stopped. Absolutely stopped. The boats out to the right, I think, have won. Made out like bandits, I think. They absolutely have.
Right, a long way advanced now. Yandu, furthest right.
That's where I said to go, Jordan, didn't I? To the right. There's Rag and Famish throwing the challenge down to Yandu at the moment. Sixth is in play. No, the left's been a big loser, that is for sure. The right has paid massively here. Yandu leads.
Yandu about a kilometre ahead from some of the guys on the left at the moment.
So it looks like Yandu leads from Rag and Famish. Then perhaps sixth is there. So there's Yandu standing into Shark Isle on the western side. He'll have to take in a moment. There he goes. Oh, breeze is way down.
We're down to about 10 knots here, or less.
Yeah, and he's high in the on port. His first intersection will come with Rag and Famish. And then up behind Rag and Famish. Is that the Royal Oak up there? I think it is, isn't it?
It is, yes.
As well as sixth.
So cross for the lead coming between Rag and Yandu. I believe Yandu will cross here.
Yeah, not much in it. No, the Rag is going to...
Oh, they're going to get it?
I think they're on starboard, so they'll probably... Yeah, Yandu's going to take his stern. They've just used sheets. Okay, so Rag leads. Well done, Ben Crawford and the boys. That's the western end of Point Piper that Yandu is going for, and this is Shark Island where Rag and Famish is aiming. Some good breeze coming out of Rose Bay now, Jordan. Look at this puff here. This is going to ride them all the way up to this windward mark, I would think.
And I think it favours the Rag at this point too.
They're going to be first into it.
Rag coming right into the bricks with us on the camera cat.
Oh.
Needs one of those impact hats.
Yes, that's right.
You have to pass on Vycobi's details to that team, mate, to get the impact hats on board.
They look very slick here at the moment. It's Rag and Famish team and a good pressure. Look out to the left here. Look at the left, Jordan.
Vycobi again.
Vycobi. Stand by. That's where I am. Oh, he's tacked. It doesn't look so... Oh, he's almost... he's capsized. Can you believe it?
Oh, the commentator's cursed there, Shippo.
Oh, dear. Oh, he saved it. Oh, that's cost him some ground. Oh, what are the boys? Come on, Kirk. Okay, Yandu's cross rag and famish. What's going on Vycobi? Boy, oh boy. They saw greatness and got excited, I think. Anyway, we're back on this leading right-hand group. It's a race in two here at the moment between the rag and Yandu.
They could probably both make lay here, right on the shore, if they...
There's the mark just between the top of screen between the two boats. So as Rag got room to tack, he'll tack and...
It's going to be tight.
So Yandu, they're both overlaid by now, I would think. Yandu's held him out there. No, what, they're having a look now. Yeah, Yandu will be first to tack. There they go. Now, if they lay, there's not much pressure. Not much pressure. Yandu
Very
get
light.
the breeze first. There's a puff coming towards them. It's probably about 15 seconds away. At the moment, they will lay just tight. Now, Yandu's got the puff first. Probably be able to lift up around the marks. Port rounding, the first of two windward beats in this race, second race today. Okay, Yandu will lead narrowly. He's around. And about a boat length behind him with Rag and Famished. Yandu's around. Rag is around. Tight racing. And here comes Vycobi. Well, you'd have to say there was a pretty equal split then, Jordan, wasn't it? Between the right and the left.
And if you take out the little flopsy
that Vycobi
tacking thing, they're right up there. So
you'd say the left paid. Okay. that's But Vycobi right in the mix. Again, they were third in the first race today. Shaw and Partners fourth. Jack Ferguson. And
maybe
Max Paul and Tom Anderson.
The punched out window on their mainsail.
Yeah, did the
speed hole.
Improved them.
The Venturi effect, isn't it? Whatever they call it. Anyway, and next is the Kitchen Maker. Very good race from them.
Yeah, great.
Rocky Steele, Nathan Gullickson and Hamish Vass. They've got to get the spinnaker up, boys. They're going to run into a ship there.
I think they're looking at a bit of traffic management first, Pete.
Yeah, Andu and sixth. Lazarus in sixth.
Fisher Paykel coming right in on the mark.
Brett Van Munster. Then the Royal Oak Four Pine. Then Club Marine. Where's Andu? Oh, they're well back, Andu.
A few boats here.
Yeah, Club Marine are around. Then next is Smeg, Ash Rooklyn. He's around. Oh, Fisher Paykel got themselves a bit tangled up. Okay, the 18-footer.
The
Bar and restaurant.
pleasure craft causing a bit of havoc here with a few boats sailing around the bow, which is a much longer distance, but they're in clean air the whole way. You can see Smeg here going around the bow of this park ship.
Yeah. So just around, next around will be Andu, followed by Balmain. Now Balmain will recall, so hence they're a long way back now. And the leaders are halfway down the run. The first of two runs down to the leeward gate. So it's Yandu and the Rag and Famish leading. Shaw and Partners third. Vycobi four. At the moment, they got run down a little bit by Shaw and Partners. But Rag and Famish leads just to leeward of Yandu. There's a sort of plane in here on Shark Island. Don't know where he's going. Where'd he come from, that plane, Jimmy? There's a...
Lazarus having to avoid a plane, which is not something you say that often.
There he is.
all the fun of sailing on Sydney Harbour. Shore and Partners getting right back into it here.
Every time the poor pilot turns around to try and take off, there's more skiffs coming at him.
There's plenty of jet fuel in the camera cat right now.
Almost as good as the killer coffee.
Interesting here, there's a ferry approaching the race course. That's a great shot there of the 4 leaders, but there's a ferry advancing around Bradley's Head, bound for Manly. See if we can see the ferry in a moment. There it is.
Not sure they're getting it in front here, so I mean, who drives
Rag and
first?
Famish are jibing, I think. I'm trying to slow. Oh, they've jibed. The Rags jibe. The ferry's just going about the same speed as the 18. So
Well, that's going to get tight.
They're not going to go around the. They can't get around the front of him. The ferry's starting to blow his horn now. No, they've got to bail out.
They got to bail.
Yep. Okay, they've all jibed. The Rag has jibed once and jibed back again. So Yandu's going to go round the stern. They're all going round the stern. You see how tight that was. Yandu, and you'll see the Rag shortly. Yandu jibing on top of Rag. Oh, that.
And they're going to have all sorts of a lee from the ferry here, so it'll be a little bit of havoc for a minute.
Yeah, Shore and Partners have done the smart thing. They stayed to windward of the ferry. Rag and Famish, the big loser there, they've really lost the pressure, as have Yandu now. And then coming up behind it at 1,000,000 miles an hour, Lazarus and the Kitchen Maker. So we're going to have 6 boats here right at this gate, I think. And then behind us also Club Marina making a charge. So that's Ferry's close things right up.
Add to the action, Shippo. 2 of your good mates coming back from lunch.
Yeah. We'll leave them for the moment, but pushing half of Sydney Harbour in front of them. But this is a good race now. It's got very tight. Who can extract themselves from the pack? Shore and Partners probably, and by Kobe up to windward. There they are. And then Yandu losing a bit of pressure. Behind them, Lazarus with a black chute. Then the Rag. And then down to Leeward. Who's that down to Leeward?
The Kitchen Maker.
Kitchen Maker.
The big winner out of all that was the Kitchen Maker.
Kitchen Maker. Lockie Steele. They're headed for this right-hand gate.
He's on late too, Geordie, so...
He might make it round here.
Oh,
the other guys are going to try...
Lazarus and Yandu. It's going to be chaotic. Don't leave us now. It's going to be exciting here. 4 boats approaching here. And then into the picture, you'll see Vycobi coming across on port. And this right-hand gate is much more advanced than the left-hand gate. I think it favours the right-hand gate. Oh, Yandu's going to be first around. Herman Winnie's extracted himself. It's really close. It's like a starting line. They're all here. Yandu round, Lazarus round, Rag and Famish round the right-hand gate. Kitchen Maker round the left-hand gate with Vycobi. Club Marine also round the right-hand gate. And this is this who's this here? Is this 6th or Balmain? They've made an amazing recovery.
Right back into it.
But no wind though. No wind. Just a big void in the wind. There's so many boats. Okay, and round the Leeward gate goes Shore and Partners. And then Fisher Paykel. Smeg's going round. And 6th. And then around the right-hand gate is Killer Coffee. And last one round will be the Royal Oak just behind Andu. Oh, well, the boats that have gone round the left-hand gate look as though they're favoured. The boats on the right-hand gate have lost the breeze completely. on an 18
Footer's
footer.
in trouble
Oh,
again.
Luke
They don't like
again.
this bottom mark,
No,
do
they don't. Oh, Luca Gambacorti. Come on, Luca. Get your act together. Here, Wooshka. Yeah, it's meant to be set off the front, not quite off the mainsail leach. But anyway, they've got a bit of prawning to do. And I think we're all around except the 18-footer. Oh, no, there's Gotcha for Life still to come round. 18-footers are going to sort of spend most of the day here, I think, looking at them. They're just sort of waddling down to the mark. What do you do here, Jordan?
Throw your hands in the air.
You got to get the tack back around.
Yeah,
I think
ring
is
for
the
help, ring for
problem.
help, ring for help. They're just drifting nicely sideways onto the mark. Yeah, they've got a bit to do. Oh, now they've got a bit more to do, I think. Oh, this is not going to end.
That's a letterbox drop.
Yeah, well, and capsize at the same time. They're all over. And the last one round is Gotcha for Life. And poor old 18-footers are spearing into the mark. So the race is on. Boy, that closed things up. So the final beat of the final race today. And the breeze in the left with pressure. So I wouldn't like to say who's going to be in front, but it looked like Yandu were first round their right-hand gate. And they're going up the middle of the course at the moment.
The whole fleet on port at the moment, all going over to the right. But Yandu
Except
in
for
the
the
middle of the
18-footers. They're not on port.
Got a neat attack. But they, gee, that closed things up then, wasn't it? Like, as I said earlier, like a restart. Everyone was there at the gate at the same time.
I think the Manly Ferry had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Everyone came down to a wind void caused by the ferry, so everyone stopped at the same spot and the race restarted. So we're back into what is essentially a new race. Yandu high on port here.
And off his hip, Lazarus looking good.
There's definitely better pressure out of the left at the moment.
We're getting some advice now, Jimmy, of which side of the island to go. Johnny Montgomery's in Auckland, New Zealand. He says go up to the right-hand side of the island.
All right.
Well,
we'll
thanks,
do that.
Johnny. That's great advice from a man that's 1,200 miles away. Probably better than our advice anyway.
I think the only one that can still possibly go left is Club Marine.
Club Marine. Yep.
Yeah, Yandu's quite bowed down there against the guys further to leeward, so Vykobi well up underneath.
So Vykobi have done a terrific job, but whether they can get back across the fleet, that's them top left. And Yandu just getting into a bit of a lee of Shark Island. And there's, you see Vykobi between Lazarus and Yandu. It's very spiky here, just as they struggle to get out of the lee of Shark Island. Yandu coming round the bow nicely of Lazarus there. Now, question will be, can Vykobi come back? He needs a right-hander to come back on. Yandu high left at the moment, really high left.
Shifting through 30, 40 degrees here at the moment between the Yandu and the Vykobi.
And Club Marine has gone left of the island, Shippo.
Okay, well, doesn't look good at the moment, but we've said that all day. So, now that's the picture, that's the group, the leading bunch, you'd say, except for one. Now, Vykobi has, the kitchen maker and Vykobi have tacked top of screen. Here comes Vykobi, Kirk Mitchell now. You'll be close to the lead here. I think he'll cross Yandu. Looks this. Yeah, Vykobi will lead. Narrowly. Just down pressure a whisker. Yandu can now seam round their jib. Might have to take a little duck. And what is this in the middle of the course? I
We
mean,
will
really,
not be putting a camera on it, Shippo. I can assure
I'm
you.
lost for words.
You're
but
going to
anyway.
jump on?
I'll get some killer coffee. I might have a lash there. Looks pretty impressive to me. We won't get too close. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, back to the race course. We won't describe what we've just seen, I don't think. Anyway, good. Got to about lovely 12 knots of breeze here. Flat water, approaching the weather mark for the final time. Vykobi leads. And the battle with Yandu. Herman winning, back on the helm of Yandu today, making a welcome reappearance.
Vykobi approaching from the left, Yandu approaching from the right. Little split.
There's one boat, as you said, Jimmy's come up the left-hand side. It was Club Marine. Hasn't done that badly, but he won't be in the leading group. But there's Yandu bouncing off the end of eastern side of Point Piper. Looks as though he's done pretty well. He's going to cross easily on Vykobi here. You know, Yandu will lead. Won the first race today and will lead narrowly. Oh, Vykobi just got a little nice left-hander. Might be a little dip here. Oh, I didn't mean that sort of dip. I meant dip Yandu, but Yandu's clear ahead here.
Yandu's not on lay though.
No,
Yandu
he's
has
under
2
lay.
to do.
So, and Lazarus third. Having a good outing, Tom Koenig, after the first race today. They were down a little in 7th spot. Oh, Yandu's tacked on Vykobi. Vykobi's got some good speed, so smart tactics from Yandu there, not to extend all the way out. He can now come back, and Vykobi is a bit locked out there. So Yandu will tack now. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, boys. They're around. Port rounding. Vykobi tack with them. So Yandu on the run now to the finish. Hits the mark, no problems there. Allowed to do that in 18-foot skiff racing. And Balmain have come back into this. Jordan, having been recalled, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, fourth. Yep.
I mean, nearly last around on the first work. That's an amazing recovery.
So
Slippery.
Well, it shows they're quick. I think boats that can do that regularly show they're quick. So Henry Larkin's round 4. Kitchen Maker.
Doing a great job on the Kitchen Maker this race. They were in
Best
the top
race of the
3
year, I think. Yeah.
so far.
Shaw and Partners next.
Bit of a problem on Balmain on screen there.
Yeah, they've got a
Commentator's
wobble up.
course again.
Oh, what have they
again.
done? They gone prawning? No, they've got the spinnaker inside the jib. Oh, it's
Trouble with the tack going out.
Yeah.
Gathering the clue of the jib might have come to play with that.
Kitchen Maker's round. Then Balmain. Shaw and Partners jibing early. Rag and Famish have set. Smeg around next with Ash Rooklyn, Mike McKenzie and Ricky Bridge. Then Club Marine. Then Andu, Joel Beashel. Then who we got next? That Fisher Pikeal, your old boat, Jordan. There it comes.
Yeah,
Brent Van Munster. Then the 6th, boys. And Andu have got a bit of trouble with their spinnaker. Oh, they got caught. Now it's going up.
You don't want to be that spinnaker how you would see Barnabas's ripping it.
No.
I can assure you.
No, they've got more trouble than the early settlers there on Andu. But anyway, the race to the finish. Yandu leads. Vykobi second. Oh, there's a capsize. Kitchen Maker.
Into the 6th support team here.
Oh, no. Having their best race. They're still not out of trouble here. They're still not out of trouble. Got to get that spinnaker on if it can to try and get the boat pointing the right way up. Okay, they're away. Okay, but meanwhile, Yandu have really jumped away. And they're on their way. They're about halfway down the final run to the finish. Yandu, Vykobi, Lazarus, Balmain. That's the top 4. Those four quite clear now ahead of the remaining pack. So Yandu quite comfortably in the lead now. Looks set to take their second win of the day. The battle now for the final placings. Yandu have got about 200 or 300 metres to the finishing line, looking very comfortable. Louis Brake, Fang Warren and Herman winning. They've done an outstanding job in the two races. Boy, oh boy, this is a quick boat, but gee, you've got to sail it well, and these boys have today. No doubt about them. Looking very polished. Nope, not too polished there. Just dropped the wind a little bit. Not laying the finishing line, I don't think. They've got one more jibing in. Vycobi second, and a good race for third. At the moment, Lazarus third, Balmain four. All yachts, all skiffs now on starboard jibe. And we'll watch Yandu. He's got a bit further to go to the jibe, to the finishing line. Look at that, right in the cockpit with the boys. About to jibe, I think. There they go, they're through. Through the jibe. Bang, look at that. Great jibe. Still not lying the finishing line. They're bow up. They've got one more jibing in. About 50 metres to go and one jibe. I don't think they'll lay in here. They might squeeze down, but no, I think a little puff coming towards them. They might jibe, I think. Oh, very soft, running square now. They've got no problems. They'll take the second race today and gives them 2 wins. Yandu first. Well done.
Very well done from the start. They took a different strategy to everyone else. Paid off.
It's a great manoeuvre, wasn't it?
At the start,
Yeah,
running behind everyone, first out to the right.
And with maximum speed, they just shot out like a pea out of a pod. So Yandu, what a day for them. 2 wins. Now the battle for second and third and fourth. Vycobi have got one more jibe in. Who's close to the line? Lazarus? No, Vycobi going to get there, I think, aren't they?
Just.
Yeah.
So if Vycobi completes their drive, they'll be just ahead of Lazarus.
Yep. Better day for the Vycobi boys. A second and a third. They'll be happy with that. Lazarus will be third.
And Lazarus, our leftmost boat at the start.
Yes.
So, where would we go?
Yeah, where did we go? So, Balmain will be fourth, just ahead of the Rag. In fifth
Great
spot.
recovery from Balmain after their OCS. And they were a long way up the beat before they started to come back.
So they had a 2 and a 4, Balmain. A pretty good day for them. Rag cross in 5th spot. A good day for them, a 4 and a 5. Then who we got now? Smeg. Smeg. Shore and Partners, 7th.
Then the kitchen maker.
Kitchen Maker, after his little kerfuffle down that run. Good. And then, he's
Andrew screaming down here.
Look at this. Whooshka. Kitchen Maker, then Andrew 9th. Club Marine. Club Marine 6th, and then Fish. Club Marine 6th.
All in all, an incredibly close race.
Yeah, a very good race. And we've got, who we got here? Killer Coffee.
Killer Coffee.
Killer.
Then I think next will be Royal Oak.
Royal Oak.
Then Ballard Property Services.
Then Ballard.
Then
Property Sotheby's.
Gotcha for Life is just setting their spinnaker at the top mark as we speak. Shippo.
Okay, and then our friends in the 18-footer bar and restaurant racing.
They took the fresh prawns back to the bar and restaurant at the
they've
club.
got the boat up. Poor old Luca, he had a tough old day at that leeward gate. Well, that's the delay was worth waiting for, or the postponement, wasn't it, Jordan? We had some really good racing in those short race today.
Very close racing. We almost had 3 races on the restart on the third when the ferry came through. So lots of tussling, and the two rigs were really good for that. I think, lots of manoeuvrability and everyone could make tactical decisions and not have to hang on like they have for the past few weeks. So a return to strategic racecourse management, if you like.
Obviously suits the Vycobi team.
Yeah, the Vycobi did quite well through there.
They like that.
They're very good on picking the shifts, as we saw last week in the tricky stuff. They're a leg ahead. So I think when it gets light and tricky, having to pick the shifts, know which way the breeze is going, they're generally right up there.
I think that's the joys of all of them growing up at Drummoyne.
Win from every direction.
Yep.
Well, I think we might call it a day here from a very grey Sydney Harbour. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. It's been some really good racing in the two races. We watched the tail ender, Gotcha for Life, still coming downwind. So just recapping, two races today, Yandu winning both. In the first race was Yandu, Balmain, Vycobi, Rag and sixth. Second race, Yandu, Vycobi, Lazarus, Balmain and Rag and Famish. So, Jordan, thank you for being with us. Enjoy your Commodoreship.
Thank you.
Enjoy your new fatherhood. I'm sure you'll enjoy both.
Very much so.
One will give you sleepless nights, or they probably both give you sleepless nights. One more than the other. I won't say which one, but anyway. On behalf of the team here with Jimmy, our skipper, fantastic job again. Chits, Flynn, Piers, Jono, and is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, great. So I'm on leave next week, so I'm sure the boys will be out back again on Sunday. So I hope you can join us then. So on behalf of Sail Media, thank you for joining us, and it's Peter Shipway saying a very good afternoon from Sydney Harbour.